This week on Motorhead Garage, we're improving power and performance with the Flowmaster Delta Force exhaust. And later on, John discovers the benefits of Plasti Dip products. All of this and more next on Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting.
Welcome to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. Now, what better way to start a show than with our 2017 Dodge Ram pickup truck with a 5.7 Hemi that we're going to make roar. And Brian, Flowmaster, hooked us up with an exhaust system that's going to do just that.
Absolutely. For decades, Flowmaster's provided the soundtrack for American muscle and horsepower. And the owner of this 2017 Dodge, it came with a factory dual outlet system. And the only bad thing about that is it sounds like a factory dual outlet system, not a lot of personality. Flowmaster offers a couple different options for these trucks. The first one is this, which is the Outlaw factory replacement style muffler, where you retain all of the exhaust system, including the tailpipes, but replace it with this Flowmaster unit that's going to wake the sound up. Our guy wanted it to be a little bit more aggressive, so we're going hardcore. Yeah, wake up the neighbors. Now, this is their most aggressive muffler they offer. This is the Super 10. This has the Delta Flow technology, which is really nice. You know what that means? We're getting the air out. That means we can get more air fuel in, more power. Also, it's the 409S stainless steel, and it's so compact we can tuck this thing under there anywhere, Brian. Absolutely. One thing you can recognize on this table, this is the size of the outlet that would connect to the tailpipe on the factory exhaust system. This is the tailpipe we're using for the Outlaw system. You can already see the difference in flow. That's going to be a difference in sound. That's going to be a difference in horsepower, and we need to get to work. Now, no heavy lifting needed here, Brian, so this one's yours. You can tuck that anywhere. I'll go back and get the tailpipe. Yeah, far cry from the big, giant, heavy factory muffler. This 10 Series Flowmaster is going to give us a real aggressive sound, and it certainly is not going to tax our muscles hanging it up here on this lead pipe. You know, the Flowmaster kit comes with all the hardware you need. It comes with the nice clamps that you'd expect, a band-style clamp. Doesn't have the old horseshoe crummy stuff that, well, we all got stuck with growing up. Isn't that right? Absolutely, yeah. Leave that one a little loose, and we'll get this pipe over the axle here. All right, which side we feed it to you. Let me go ahead and get my hanger in first back here. If you go forward a little bit, drop it down. There you go. Yep, see if you can get yours lined up. Your hanger drop down just a hair there. Sideways, perfect, look at that. All right, nice. Yeah, really a factory style fit here. We are reusing the factory hangers, in fact, for our tailpipes. Yeah, that's the same thing that's up here on the other side. We'll use another adapter, but go ahead, we can cinch that up a little bit, and I'll go ahead and start putting this other piece on. Brian, I can't help but let the professor come out in me. You know, this exhaust system, it's all about that volumetric efficiency, getting that exhaust in and getting it out. And boy, this is going to get it out. So that's going to allow us to get more charge in that cylinder, get a bigger bang, make a lot more power. This is exciting, but I don't know if it's exciting as much as wanting to hear it. I want to hear this thing. It's going to scream. Yeah, and like we talked about at the table as well, you know, if you don't want the full aggressive sound that we're going to get out of this big diameter Outlaw system, you can go with the factory replacement style muffler, which is going to reuse the factory tailpipes, maybe a slightly different budget option as well, and it's going to cut down on some of the real big, loud Hemi noise we're going to get. Yeah, that's for sure. Now, when you're doing an exhaust job, make sure that you actually go through. Don't tighten up any of your clamps. We got it supported with a screw jack. We want to make sure that everything's in order on both sides. We're going to send the other side over in a minute, but I got this lined up. I don't have them tightened up yet. We'll go ahead and see if we can get the other one over the axle and in there. Plenty of room between the spare tire. It's really, really a nice setup. Yeah, it should be noted too, this kit comes with a really nice set of tips that we're going to finish off the whole set with. So you're really going to have the finished product from front to back. Perfect. Right in the factory hanger, just that easy. There we go. That's great. Yep. Got plenty of room right there. Perfect. Okay. All right. We could put that hanger back up there a little bit later. Let's just get it all secured and kind of get it laid out so we know it's good. Pipes are separated from each other. Can't wait to hear that muffler, man. That's a good incentive to keep this thing moving. Fully mandrel bent, so you have that consistent diameter all the way through. And the fitment of it's great. You know, we're working our way around the spare tire here, and it's going to work its way around perfectly and follow that factory heat shielding. The real test, though, is going to be when we set this baby on the ground, fire it up, and let the Hemi roar. And we're going to show you that and let you hear that right after this. I firmly believe that human beings have superpowers, and mine happens to be the ability to lose wrenches and hardware in a nanosecond. Thankfully, there is a solution that is brilliant and simple. It's called Load Sole, and John, I don't even know where to start. This is a great idea.
It is. You know, in my industry, time's money, and the guys at Load Soul's all about that. You know, in 2012, they were pulling an engine out and decided, this is a mess, Brian. I mean, it's a blithering mess. And they come up with this tool here, this actually magnet that does everything. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, magnet mounting pad, very strong. It'll hold tools, it'll hold hardware, it'll hold extensions, ratchets, sockets, and they even have multiple sizes.
Yeah, really cool. I mean, I got the wrenches. I just toted them right over. I mean, you could shake this. They're not going anywhere, number one. Super, super cool. Roll this joker out. Check it out. I put the whole set of wrenches right in there, stick it to the car. Basically, be a portable toolbox sitting here ready to work on the car.
If you're ever wrenching on something in the grass, on the side of the road, anywhere where you literally cannot afford to drop anything, or you're just in the shop and you get annoyed when you drop stuff and you can't find those nuts and bolts, this is a lifesaver. I mean, we see a lot of cool stuff at Motorhead Garage, but this is so brilliant and so simple. I wish that I had thought of it myself.
Really, you know, chemical resistant. You can put this in the toolbox. You don't even have to have it on the car. You can get it for the drawers of your toolbox. Made in Washington State, limited lifetime warranty. This stuff's really tough. I mean, you know, it's there. It's there to stay when it sticks. The tools are there to stay. And like you said, these motors, they eat bolts, no doubt about it. I'm going to use one on my car. 100%.
Developed by a gearhead in Washington State when he was doing a motor swap. There's no better story than this. Check him out on the web. It is Load Soul, and you need it. So there you have it. Our Flowmaster exhaust is installed on our Dodge Ram, and Johnny boy, strike up the band. That is the Outlaw system singing loud and proud here. It was a great install. Thing fit exactly as advertised. Hardware was all there, and that's music.
Man, our Hemi is alive. We're ready to go. Test drive. Rock, paper, scissors on 3.
Let's go, man.
1, 2, 3. Oh, every time?
At this point, you're going to start crying, so I'll give you the sympathy drive. Get in the truck.
Awesome. Well, we'll be back with more Motorhead Garage right after this.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, is being brought to you by Z-Max, the one product for your engine, transmission, and fuel system. GNR Imports, Japanese mini trucks and the expertise that goes with them. Flowmaster, the exhaust technology company. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. Now, Flowmaster's got our burnt gases coming out the tailpipe, no problem. It's flowing great. Now it's time to get some cold air in. And Brian, we're going to get the cold air in with not just any cold air intake system. We're talking Delta Force by Flowmaster.
Yeah, this is a new line of products from Flowmaster. It's taken a lot of time to do the research and development to build these systems correctly so they're going to fit right and they're going to make more power. Since hot rodding began, guys have been hopping up their induction systems. Back in the day, you took the old snorkel air cleaner off your car and you put an open element on top of your carburetor. Well, and today the theory is still the same, it's just a little bit more complicated. Instead of having that snorkel style air cleaner on top of a carburetor, we have an air box. This is what the air box that came out of our Dodge Ram. You can see it has kind of a restrictive intake horn here. The whole layout isn't really conducive to making maximum horsepower. It's conducive to the R&D development that the engineers do to keep things quiet and subtle on the road. Quiet and subtle is out the window with our Ram. We got that Outlaw exhaust on it. We want to open up the intake system, and the reason we're going to do that is to make more power. And the Flowmaster setup here, big high-flowing open element air cleaner. The air box itself seals to the hood with this weather stripping. The bracketry lines up with all the factory bolt holes so the thing drops in. We're going to show you that in a minute. And you get this nice roto-molded polyethylene intake tube, well-engineered. As you well know, John, heat soak is the enemy of making power. Flowmaster's done the job the right way, so you're not going to get heat soak and you're not going to end up costing yourself any horsepower.
Absolutely. You know, there was nothing to the job. The instructions are in the box, gives you a nice illustration here. All the hardware is included, the clamps, everything. We put our air box is going to go in there, like he said, the clamps right here, just an Allen key and a 7/16. We put everything together, put the brackets on. They're going to go right to the factory brackets. Underneath of it is an actual bracket that's going to go down to the mount. Air cleaner's going in, and then the ductwork. And you can see the ductwork right here, exactly what you were saying. We're talking about airflow and restrictions, not just airflow and restrictions. This is going to beat the air, cause some heat. We're getting hot air in there. We're not getting the charge we want. We want the nice cool air flowing through. Guess what? More air, more fuel, more power.
Absolutely. Factory sensors fit right in the intake tube. Everything's good, and we're going to start dropping stuff in under the hood.
Well, let's get to it. I'll pull this over, and you grab that right there. And we got the clamp, so we're in good shape. Tools are over here.
You know, when it comes to the upgrades you can make to your car, especially a late Model 1 car, or a truck, I should say, it doesn't get any kind of better than this if you're guys like us, because it's very easy work that can be done with hand tools in your garage. and it's stuff that's relatively inexpensive, and you're going to get that great seat of the pants feel when you bolt the product in.
It is, and what I wanted to hold this off and just look at the little grommets down there and everything. It goes right down on the original spot. The bolts are right here. I'll get this one started for you.
Okay.
Goes right back to the factory bolt. This one's actually came through the frame, and when it comes through the frame, it goes right back to the original position, which you can't beat that because you're not doing any modifications, any cutting. I mean, it fits in there just like the original box, but guess what? We're not crammed in there. We're getting a free airflow. We're getting nice cold air coming in. We're sealed to the hood. We're not getting any dirt in there with that high flow filter. So this is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, and the filter's a serviceable style filter, so it's not like something you're going to have to replace every 6 months. You can actually clean this thing and reuse it for many, many miles to come.
You're going to need it. You know, Brian, it takes 9,000 gallons of air to 1 gallon of fuel to get that 14.7, that perfect fuel mixture. This is going to do just that.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's a whole lot better than that little kind of the plate style factory filter. And it's a great, you know, you're complementing the engine when we've already upgraded the exhaust that you saw us do. This is really bolt-on stuff. This is not even a full day's work in your driveway. As we saw, the exhaust system pretty much installed itself when we dropped it on the truck. So if you got a buddy or two come over, your buddies can work on the front end of the truck, you can climb underneath it. You're going to bolt on some real power. And this is, to me, it's kind of the best type of payoff or return on one of these deals, because when you're done at the end of the afternoon, you go drive this thing, you're immediately going to know that it's way more healthy than it was when you started out.
Yep. We got our boot on right there. Just a matter of pulling the clamp up, this one. And you know, I like cold air intake, especially when they're designed right, because like you said, with your buddies, this is actually a fun job. This is something anybody can go out there and do, get a ton of horsepower. And not only is it going to perform well, it's going to sound well, like you said. I mean, I used to take my dad's old Chevy out, and I just flip the air cleaner over to get that big old noise.
Oh, you get the groan, the old quadrijet moan out of the top of that thing.
That thing would roar. Problem, usually forget to flip it back over.
And then you're busted.
Dad would come out and go, "What's wrong with my truck?" Hey, it's just making good noise. Not going any faster, but made a lot of noise. This one's going to do both.
Yeah, Flowmaster's been one of the most trusted names in the exhaust game for decades. Now they're in the intake world. And as you can see, this baby's practically installing itself. More horsepower, more noise, more acceleration. That's what Motorhead Garage is all about, and that's what this Delta Force system is about as well.
Stick around. There's more Motorhead Garage right after this break.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, coming to you from Borla Commerce Park.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. Now, PlastiDip has become very popular, whether it's rims, dipping tools, or a $70,000 BMW. But you know, there's a lot of imitators out there, and I'm here with the real deal. Deb from Plasti Dip International. Tell me about Plasti Dip, and let's look at some of its applications.
Sure. Plasti Dip was manufactured in 1972, and it's a rubber coating, and it was originally made for consumers to dip their tool handles into so that they could recreate tool handles that may have fallen off. And it's also got a dielectric strength to it so that when people were using it for electrical use, they wouldn't electrocute themselves.
That's important. Now, you guys took it to a whole new level. Let's talk about some of the products. Let's start out right here with this rim, this pretty blue rim. Tell me about this.
Sure, it's a motorcycle rim. We washed it up, and we applied our new luxury metal ultrasonic blue to this rim. We applied 4 to 5 coats.
Is that the key to make sure you put 4 to 5 coats on there?
That's right.
Now let me tell you, you says it's a Plasti Dip. I can just peel this off and go back to my original rim?
Yes, it's a rubber, so you can peel it off quite easily.
And you have a whole array of colors, so I can change my whole look of my vehicle, car, motorcycle, whatever it may be, just by re-dipping it?
That's right. Spray it on, take it off.
Now we got a tool here. Let's go back old school. You said you used to dip these things and it actually would protect the tool as well as keep it from getting electrocuted. You got the rubberized coating on it?
That's right.
Well, show us it in action.
Sure, sure. It's our black Plasti Dip. What you typically do is you want to stir it slowly so you don't introduce bubbles. And you take your tool handle, nice and clean, dip it. Every 5 seconds, 1 inch. Dip it all the way down. And when you submerge it, same. 5 seconds for every inch.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, turns out nice and thick. You want to apply 3 to 4 coats.
I put a whole plastic handle on it.
Yep, to get that nice dielectric strength. Let it drip a little bit. You'll see a little tip. Just turn it right up like that.
Wow, look at that. So we would just dip it a couple more times and I'm all protected, my tool's protected, we're ready to go.
That's right.
Awesome. Now what about the car? Let's talk a little bit about that BMW. You guys also put some Plasti Dip on that?
We started with some white Plasti Dip, and I put 3 coats of white Plasti Dip on, and then I took some of our Blaze Green, applied 2 or 3 coats of Blaze Green, and then I used our new pearlizer, the Green Gold.
Okay.
And so I'll show you how easy it is to peel off of your car. And what you do is you just peel it off, and it will just stay right on the badge, right on the emblem. And it'll be a nice, pretty green gold emblem.
Wow,
You
so
can
you're
see it's-
highlighting the whole
Yep.
emblem.
Can
Yeah,
get
we
in
can
here.
go back and get that out of the center there.
You can go back and get that out of the center, take a little toothpick, and it'll pop right out.
Now, Deb, I'd hate to call BMW, that logo itself is probably a fortune. So you're protecting the logo and also changing the color, whatever you want, no matter what the emblems are or anything on the vehicle.
That's right.
Now tell me a little bit now, my co-host Brian Lowens, I called him a lot of names here and some pretty close, but you guys got the dip heads. Tell me all about the dip heads.
Well, the dip heads, that is a group of people that call themselves dippers, that dip cars and rims and emblems, and that's on our website and on our Facebook.
Well, tell me, where can we go find Plasti Dip and where can I find all these products? You have an awful lot of products and an awful lot of selections here.
You can go to our website at plastidip.com, and it lays out all of the retailers where our products are available and all the colors and all the different platforms that we have available.
Well, awesome. Thank you for bringing it in. I know I'm going to change some of my vehicle colors, and I'm going to use Plasti Dip myself. Well, dip heads unite. And you know, if you're an international dip head, no worries. Plasti Dip original formula is now available on the international market with the international bottling, so you'll be all set too. Now, we got a commercial break to go to, but stick around. There's plenty more Motorhead Garage when we return.
Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting, is being brought to you by NH Oil Undercoating, the official oil-based rust prevention system. Just Add Mud, the best custom Jeep Wrangler foot pegs on the market today. Mobile Environmental Solutions, the leading portable mobile paint booth. And by Dustless Blasting, it's the future of surface preparation.
Welcome back to Motorhead Garage, presented by Dustless Blasting. Now let me paint a picture for you. You're loading up for your family vacation, car gets full, time for the car top cargo. Now Mike, you're back with us. You were here before, you had a bigger unit. This one's a little smaller, but amazingly how much luggage this thing will actually hold. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so thanks for having us back. We had a 18 cubic foot cargo carrier last year, and this year we're introducing a 9 cubic foot, kind of a little brother, if you will, designed for the smaller vehicles, the CUVs, the automobiles, right? If you put the large one on, it's too much. This is actually perfect for the smaller vehicles. It's way easier from a one-person perspective versus you don't need 2 people like you do with the larger one.
Right, now this one here, is this how I'm gonna get it right out of the box?
Yep, this is going to come exactly like this, nested top and the bottom, so it's literally out of the box to up on top of the vehicle in less than 5 minutes.
Well, it installs real easy. What comes with it, the hardware?
Yeah, so what's really great about this is it's zero tool to install, and it's really 16 pieces of installation hardware only. So it's literally, you don't need anything to put the thing together.
Now wait a minute, you're talking about 16 pieces to install it here on the bench also and on the car?
Right, up on top of the car.
Wow, that seems like not a lot of hardware. So why don't we go ahead and demonstrate putting it together right here. Talk about some of the features as we do it. I mean, it's pretty easy.
It literally, you flip over the top and you're going to line up the hinge, and as you can tell, there's 3 slots that you're going to line up. You're going to have to pinch it together a little bit.
Right. Okay.
And then you'll put a small clip inside to
got
hold
the clip right here.
Yep, that'll hold the hinge together.
Okay.
And keep it
in there. All right, so I got the clip in there.
Yep.
Now, if I got the clip, do I also have an option of a lock instead of the clip?
The clip's really designed for the hinge, right? And then you'll have clips also for the safety hasps on the bail latches. But for this, I would recommend using the safety clip.
Okay.
You can use locks on the exterior. As you know, speaking of locks, so there's locks included in the cargo carrier, right? They're integrated. A couple keys are also included, right, for it. And then also, the way that the unit holds up, right? So you have lid stays on the side, and they just simply lock into place, and now
Oh, wow.
Now you can load and
There you go.
unload right up while it's up on top of the vehicle.
Load it up. Now, one part I really like about it, let's go ahead and close it for a minute, is these actual clasps. When it goes down and shuts, I mean,
Yep.
you're sealing it. You got these clips here, and when you clip them, I mean,
Yep, those bail latches.
that's stuck.
Those are going to keep it from moisture and air getting inside of it, and also it makes a very nice seal all the way around.
Well, as simple as that was, it's just as easy to install. Let's give it a go.
Great.
You know, we got it up on our vehicle here, right on the cross racks on the rail, positioned it right, positioned the cross racks, and we're ready to install the U-bolts and then the hardware.
Yeah, so 16 pieces of some assembly required. It's real easy.
No tools.
No tools, and really all you're going to do is you're going to go and line up the U-bolts with the plates and
Okay.
start tightening them. And I recommend that you start tightening them and then go back around, just finger tight initially, and then go back around and tighten all 4 corners.
So get it in position. Now, what vehicles does this fit? Everyone?
What's interesting is that it fits the smaller vehicles today, right? The crossover utility vehicles and also the cars. Nice thing is that because it's not real long, it doesn't interfere with the rear nav fins, the rear antennas, and also the rear deck to open up.
And also, we got it to the side. We can even carry some other stuff.
Yeah, great point. So because it's only 27 inches wide, you've got plenty of room now to justify it to the passenger side, and now you have room for maybe a bike carrier, kayak carrier, ski carrier, all the above.
Now, tell me a little bit about the material as I start to load it. I mean, we got a lot of stuff to load up here.
Yeah, so it's made out of a robust, 4-season durable HDPE, high-density polyethylene material.
Right.
So it's great for all seasons, winter, summer, all the above, everything in between.
Well, Mike, I got a lot of stuff here. Is this all going to fit?
It'll fit no problem.
I don't know about that. Now, you mean to tell me the roof's going to go on as well?
Piece of cake.
Let's see. You got it?
Got it.
Wow. Well, how much does this thing cost and where can they find it?
Yeah, so it's manufacturer suggested retail price is $249.99, and you can go to cartopcargo.com to find out where it's available.
Well, perfect. Well, we're ready for our road trip. Unfortunately, we're out of time for today. If you have a cool product you want to get on Motorhead Garage, just email Jeff at masterstv.com. We're taking a ride. We'll see you next week.